dude, Hawkeye was good. This was really, really, really good. Like the second episode, if you saw last week, I wasn't really that impressed. This third episode was good. Everything was right on. I felt the connection with them right away. I felt a great connection for Echo, understanding where she's coming from. Her uncle realized that that Ronin probably wasn't that good of a. I mean, he wasn't like really a hero. He really was fucked up. Just really. We know these tracksuit people, gangsters, are not that good, that smart. They weren't out there committing these crazy crimes. He killed all of them. It's pretty bold.
So here, I want to look at the timing really quick. So the first episode was 49 minutes. That's probably including the credits and all that stuff. The second episode was 51 minutes, and the third episode was 43 minutes. So I wish that third episode was 51 minutes because it was. I didn't want it to end.
It ended. I was like, really, right here, right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna you're gonna try to stab him with his own sword, huh?
Yeah, that was really good. But real quick, going back to like Echo and like they show her like origin, I guess, or flashback kind of thing. Yeah. And the one thing I told my girl, I'm like, that was like such an adorable little girl. She had like these big old cheeks. She was like a really good actress. So I give her props for that. She was like really, really good. Like the opposite of it was in number one. She wasn't around daddy. Like this one was like, it felt more real. It just felt like real. Like this would be a little girl going through that same situation, the hard times,
But how smart she was and having to live in that world that's not necessarily made for her, but she's still succeeding at that. I mean, it touched my heart. I mean, as a guy with two girls, of course it touched my heart. I see a little girl on the screen. I'm like, can I help you in any way? And then, but you also show the duality of a guy who might be committed crime, but he's also out here, with his niece, taking care of her, trying to give her the best life he can. Yeah. And makes you realize that people aren't just good and bad. They're both. Same thing with Hawkeye. He's not just a hero. He's also a douchebag. He's both. Like that's what all of them are, and I think that the more you can point that out, the better it always is. You look at Iron Man, and Iron Man is the greatest Avenger, that we saw in the whole first three or whatever things of the Avengers, whatever. He's great, wonderful, but he's also a dick. And that's just what he is. He also caused half the crap he saved. That's just what it is. Captain America is a great American, but he's also doesn't believe in all the Americans, what all Americans think and they believe in. That's what becomes the nomad. I mean, Professor Hulk is an idiot and a genius. It's a duality of every person and understanding that no one is just one thing.
Yeah,
I think that's what I love most about Marvel, all the stuff.
Yeah, well, so I think it's really starting to hit like that whole idea, in especially in this episode. It's like you're not really a good guy, you're not really a bad guy, but it's kind of like everyone's trying to do the right thing, but the right thing for them. You know what I mean? So it's like for him, for the father, I don't think they said his name. I don't remember. But for her dad,
that was her.
He was doing what. Well, no, her uncle was the other guy that we're going to talk about in a second.
Oh, so yeah.
So this is her dad. They didn't show her mom. They didn't really talk about that. Not yet, at least. They'll probably get more into it on her own show. But like her dad, it's like he was doing the right thing to keep her kind of in school and stuff like that. So I mean, the right thing doesn't always mean doing a good thing or the bad thing, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, it's like this whole gray area. So this series is very human, compared to some of the other things. Like Loki was just crazy inner, space and him wanting to have sex with himself kind of thing. Where this one is very like all about like humanity and just like the problems that anybody can have. It doesn't matter if you're an Avenger or just like some dude trying to get by with your daughter.
But I thought that was also pretty cool. Also saying like, you're a child of two different worlds and you have to live in both of them. But I think he was also speaking that of her also in that she's a Hispanic little girl also, and there's going to be a world that's not necessarily made for her that she's going to also have to deal with that in that world too.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I love the fact that they can speak to that thing.
Yeah.
Not just talking about her disability, but also just the world.
Yeah. That was one thing we were trying to figure out. Me and my girlfriend was like, was he Hispanic or was he like Native American? Because he had a look.
So Maya definitely could be a Native American or Hispanic.
Either way. I mean, Maya is like definitely like, you know, goes both ways, I guess. But he had like a very like, you know, that look with he had the long braid. Mm-hmm. He had a tattoo on his neck. You couldn't tell what it was, but I was watching a bunch of like Easter eggs and stuff. It looks like whatever he had tattooed on his neck, it looks like she had that on her jacket, that little circle with the triangle kind of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of like when they showed it, I'm like, oh, but I don't know what it means. But real quick, did you catch the Shang-Chi?
No, did her dad say something like that? Her dad was
about
talking
the dragons.
Yeah. Are dragons real?
Well, yeah. I mean, literally, we just watched like a movie that had had a dragon and I guess an evil dragon. I don't know, the Soul Sucker, whatever it was called. You know, was I guess kind of a dragon, but you know, and then the thing he said that really got me was like, if a dragon comes to this world, it makes it stronger. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? You know, is that Fing Fang Foom?
Yeah, it definitely is, by the way. And then, but I thought it was also interesting the way he referenced like it's still two different worlds and how the worlds still can mesh. So it's actually two different worlds. Like we see one world and how you got to go into the other world to see the other dragon. Like you can see what he's not just talking metaphorically, but he's talking about in reality.
Yeah. You know? So that was super interesting. But then that made me think, it was like, well, shit, is he part of that village then? Or does he have some family that might be from was it Talo? I think the name of the village was. I don't remember.
That's like you would think that that's Korea, you know, and you know, one of the islands over there. So, and he's definitely
But it's like, does he have an ancestor? Maybe because they said they've been over there protecting that for thousands of years.
See, but that would make me think he's Native American, because if he's Native American, he could definitely have ancestors still in Asia.
Yeah. I mean,
good point.
I mean, so it's like, and then, you know, it becomes like a story that passes down in the family, you know, kind of thing like that. I'm really interested. Like, this episode made me a little bit more interested in Echo's show coming in. The BS show. I don't know if we're not BS anymore, man. I think it's
pretty specific on what we're talking about.
I think we're all the nerd show now. But yeah.
I mean, so
yeah, it really made me think like more.
Are we going to have Matt Murdock in this thing now?
I don't think so.
You don't think Deadpool makes a
Daredevil?
No, Daredevil. I'm sorry, Daredevil.
That'd be funny.
Daredevil makes a sighting. I mean, it's just. I'm thinking about also that, you know, the fact that someone can't hear, showing how disability could be a pro still.
Yeah,
she's able to read voices, and that was something also that was interesting when she went to and said, told Hawkeye, "Hey, you relying on technology too much. You should pay attention. You know, lean into your disability. Learn all around.
Learn how to use it for your advantage, kind of thing." Yeah. And Martin said, just jumped in randomly and had no clue what she's all talking about. No worries, man. I'm too busy watching Thursday Night Football. Yeah, I was gonna watch it. We were watching the Bulls game before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta watch. I had to turn it off because I'm like, I get distracted too easily.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah. But oh man, yeah. So real quick, if you're still listening, Martin, I think we're trying to come up with like a new logo. So if you got any ideas for this channel, it's kind of like the nerd hour, the nerd news. I don't know,
something
like
nerd news of the day, the nerd topic of the week, something.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. That was so in her flashback, she's gonna have like some, and then her leg was messed up too, which I forgot too.
I totally forgot about her having the metal leg. Oh my god.
I'm on a bus you sometimes. Appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know much about Echo. I really, really don't. So
I'm definitely interested to learn more because I knew that she had disabilities, but I didn't realize she had metal leg and how badass she was. I mean, it showed her whooping MMA guys, but that was so cool, and how her dad empowered her too at an early age.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, doesn't matter how big or strong you are, you have to be fast, quick, agile, ready to go, and she did that immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like he loved her, because we've seen. I'm trying to see if we saw in I guess because even Tony and his dad, he loved him, but he didn't show him the love kind of thing, and it kind of like obviously gave Tony a lot of issues. But this one's like, no, he like loves her, and he always tells her, he always supports her and stuff like that. And it's just
there for her all the time. I mean, that's
he just hung out with the bad crowd, But
the tracksuit boys are not that big of a bad. Like they're not that bad. Like why is Ronin going around chopping them up?
Yeah, but maybe because he said it, didn't he? He goes because they're boss, but also it's like they're not bad now, but maybe then, because we don't know what happened in those 5 years.
Well, I know that he didn't have that much money. I mean, I know the dad didn't have that much money. He couldn't send her to school.
Yeah.
So they were petty thieves, as we said. They're petty thieves, and
yeah.
I don't understand why I had to go all crazy on them.
The part where I literally jumped out of my chair, and I'm like, "What?" I was so excited. Was during the karate. She's learning karate as a little kid. And he's like, "Oh, I want you to watch." He's like, "Oh, I can't watch. I'll have your uncle pick you up later." Yeah. And then it cuts to her.
And you saw the
hand, the laugh.
Yep.
The laugh. That's what got me. He did that kind of like little chuckle. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, they're bringing the Kingpin in. Like, and then they even talk about it a little bit with Kate and Clint, about who they are, and he's like, "Oh, but it's their boss. Their boss is a really bad guy," and blah blah blah. So I was like, "Oh shit!" Like they're doing it. They're finally bringing in the Netflix stuff. So I'm like super excited.
I mean, Kingpin is one of the best all time villains. Period.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would love to see Kingpin in Spider-Man. Just those are things you miss.
Yeah. I mean, you could put him in almost anything,
anything based in New York, because he's a badass.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like Punisher, Daredevil, obviously, Spider-Man. I mean, it could just
bring all the Netflix, even though the Iron Fist sucks, you can bring him in.
I think Disney could fix it. I was kind of like interested to see where it was going at the end of that second season. I was like, I'm like, all right, I see what they're doing. I kind of like a little bit more invested in it.
I want to see where they're gonna go with Luke Cage. I'm still like, he's about to be a bad guy now. I want to see this.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna stop it. I was like, come on, Michael Collier is perfect for this thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. That series was it went Daredevil. And then Luke Cage, and then the other two, everything else was kind of like, all right, it's there, but it's not at that level.
Yeah, no, I thought Luke Cage, him switching up like that was so cool. And Daredevil was a great series. The whole thing was great.
Yeah. Oh, that final scene where where Daredevil, he's in like his little black, suit that he made, and he's fighting Kingpin like in the penthouse kind of thing. Oh, that was so good. That he doesn't know what to do because he's like, he wants to kill him, but he knows he can't, and he's like screaming. I was like, it was just so freaking. And then Charlie Cox, perfect. So we still keep it up. Probably. I know Fredo was pretty adamant. He's like, we got to keep it. I would like to keep it, but
I think we have to, and I think that Fredo will be back one day. Fredo right now, he's just working super overtime, guys. Tell you, one day he will be back.
Yeah. So we'll keep the "Did we just become best friends?" I like it. Okay, that's a must know. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, my girlfriend was making some logos, and she was doing some good ones that she was just like sketching. So,
that's awesome.
But yeah.
What do you think about what do you think about the tracksuit? Having them ride those mechanical horses. That's what they were doing the entire time. They having the little mechanical horses, like
and the little like quarter horses for the kids. That was funny.
Oh, I was like, oh my god,
that was funny.
He looked so upset. He was like, I can't believe you're here. What the hell? I almost had everything I was done. I was almost home. You screwed it up again.
Yeah. I want to know what Echo heard her say or thought she said, and that made her choke her.
Yeah.
She's just like, wham. She's like choked her like crazy. I was like, oh, shit.
Did she say anything about her dad? I didn't hear her say anything. Or
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's
Christmas. I don't understand.
I don't know. I hope they do kind of let us know what she said, because I'm really interested. Like, was she like kind of implying that like she was trying to be a good guy like Ronin, and that's what I was thinking.
And then like she's thinking, Ronin killed my father. How good of a guy can he really be?
Yeah.
Do you not understand that?
Yeah. So, but that whole fight with Clint and her, this episode had some of the best cinematic shots out of all the Disney Plus shows.
Yep.
Like, Loki's amazing, and it was visually amazing. All of it was mostly CGI.
CGI.
The clip that they released with them in the car, just watching it in the context of the show just made that clip even better. Him fighting, he finally gets his arrow, and he's like falling into the ball pit and doing the arrow. You see his like cheek jiggle too, really slow. I was like, it's just like little things like that. It was really well shot in this episode. So,
what did you think about her shooting all the arrows? Him saying that you might be one of the best archers. Like, him actually, trying to give her props, trying to give her confidence.
Yeah. That was good. I mean, obviously she's been doing it since she was like 8 years old or whatever they said she was, and now she's like 20 something. So
I think that you see them bonding, like even like she's gonna go with him when he goes to his family. I really believe.
Yeah,
and he's gonna have to go to his family and then leave and go back, and she's gonna go with him and meet everybody and start to form that relationship.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those things where she's gonna find out, because ever since you told me that her mom is gonna be somebody shady, I'm really, really, really thinking that's what it's gonna be, because the whole thing is about family, how much he loves his family and how much his family loves her or him. And they showed it in this episode where she was like the interpreter because he couldn't hear, so she was writing things down, and I think she felt bad. She's like, "You're doing this. You're not being with your family who love you so much because of me." So, and
she said, a stranger, like that was making you a hero, for a stranger doing all this.
Yeah. So, that, but I think it's going to be flipped with Kate, is she's going to have to realize like, oh shit, maybe my mom wasn't a great person, and she's not going to be with a good person. And then maybe even her dad wasn't a good person.
That would suck. But I didn't think about her dad as much as I was thinking about her dad was trying to do stuff, and her mom, like, she said, I will do it by any means necessary. So how did she get the money? How did she start a security company?
Yeah.
You know,
that's why he could have started the dad, and then once he died, she's like, well, I gotta take it up, you know, and then she started becoming like you call her a Queenpin.
exactly.
You know, so yeah, I mean, that's what it's gonna. I think that's what it's gonna start to be. Is like she's gonna be forced to leave her family because
she sees how corrupt they are. Yeah,
yeah, you know, and then I mean, same thing. It ties back in with Echo. You know, it's like it's all like doing the good thing or what you think is right. You know, either because it's gonna help your family out or whatever. But even though it might be a bad thing.
Or we're going to find out at Echo that Kingpin has something to do with the tracksuits being the ones that being killed.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. That'd be a nice twist.
And that's how Echo decides to help Hawkeye in this whole thing.
Yeah. Where like it flips her into more of a anti-hero.
Anti-hero, yeah. Which Echo is supposed to be an anti-hero no matter what.
Yeah. They even did the whole because I think in the comic book she has a handprint on her face, and they kind of did that with her dad's blood, you know. So that was a good callback to it. And then they tried doing another callback when Kate was trying to rebrand him, and she drew something out. That was so
What's
funny.
That? It's an H on my head.
Yeah. What am I wearing? He goes, oh, those are wings for Hawk. I was like, how literal like comic book characters were back in the day.
A Hawk, and it has an H on top. That's a crown. Just for you not to forget. But you know, I just thought that he looked so much like Batman. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
He looked just so much like Batman. Like a poorly drawn Batman.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it.
I think you can, because that was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, here we go. Right here. So he had that tattoo.
Yep.
That later she winds up doing it. So yeah, so his uncle will take you home after class. And oh man, that dude, I got so excited from this stupid shot. You know, and look at her, she's like so happy, she's looking up like, oh, you know, and then
she said, Uncle, I love you so much.
Yeah. And it was funny because I told my girlfriend when, you know, she was sitting in the classroom, I was like, oh man, she got the big old cheeks you want to squeeze, and then he comes in and squeezes them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. They had Fat Man.
Yep.
Yeah, the handprint. The KB Toys was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, it's KB Toy Store.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about this.
Oh, so I forgot about that.
So she wants revenge on Ronin, and she asked him, and he said he's dead. That Ronin's dead. And she's like, "How do you know?" He's like, "I was there." And he goes, "Who killed her?" He goes, "Natasha Romanoff, like Black Widow."
So he was killed by somebody that happens to be dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it's not really lying either.
It's not. That's why he just said it. So
yeah, because it's really not lying, but you know, it's not like, you know, the meaning that she thinks it means.
She did kill her. He was there. She did kill all of it just by saying, "I have a way to get them back."
Yeah, like she gave him hope, and then the hope was what killed Ronin. Yep. You know, so. But it was very interesting. I'm like, oh, so they brought Black Widow into it. Like, Mike is so now that's going to be the story that's going to go around is you know, is that what his sister's going to think? Like, oh, Natasha tried killing you because you were Ronin, and that's what the rumor is now. So it's like, so did you kill her, kind of thing? You know.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
You know, yeah. So, but that was super interesting, and obviously, and then that was one thing. She's like, "I don't believe you." He's like, "Why? Yeah. Like, is it out of the realm of possibility that an old spy killed a killer?" Like, I don't get it. Why you wouldn't?
Unless she knows more, unless she knows something, or she just doesn't want to let go.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. She doesn't want to give up the thing. I didn't even see this. The trust the bro.
Yeah,
because they use the bro a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole scene was super cool. That was kind of like they overplayed it a lot. Where she said something and then he would repeat it, like, telling her for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, they did that for the entire scene. And
well, I mean, they had to once they started it.
Yeah,
they had to because he's not going to magically get his hearing back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I wrote this one down too. So the Pym arrow.
Yep.
How sick was that?
But I thought that they didn't have any more Pym particles.
Well, no. Then they brought him back. So I guess I'm assuming he.
Right.
Well, no, they brought Hank Pym back. So the guy who knows how to make it, he was like, here. And I guess at that point too is kind of like, is he trusting that's what I assume is like. Also, Hank Pym is trusting the Avengers more.
He's not trusting Tony Stark.
Well, he's dead, so
he's like, as long as it's not Stark, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. But I also read, is this a whole nother universe that we're watching? And instead of Tony Stark tech being the big thing, it was Pym tech that became the big thing. And I'm like, I hope they don't do that, because then that's just like muddying the waters a little bit with the whole multiverse. But it could.
The multiverse there, they could mess up everything.
Yeah. But I just hope it's more like Pym is cool with the Avengers, because Ant-Man is there and they saved the galaxy.
Yeah, that's how Ant-Man got into the Captain America, that first movie, in the movie, the Steve Rogers story or whatever. Like, he wasn't even there.
Yeah. But the Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he shot him on the arrow, didn't he? He shot him on the arrow to do something. I forgot what.
Remember, I was talking about, but the theater, the music, the play. The play. He kept on saying, yeah, except for Ant-Man, he wasn't there. In 2012, he wasn't there. But it's because Hank Pym is so big that even Ant-Man's there.
Yeah, that's funny. There's another thing. So Disney released, you can go listen to the entire song from the musical, I think, on Spotify.
Really?
I mean, I haven't heard it, but I saw a link to it. So I wonder if you can probably find it on like the Disney Spotify, station.
I'm looking. I am definitely looking.
It's gotta be such a crappy song, but yeah, it'll be funny though. But yeah, I thought this was super cool. And he made the arrow big. That was pretty awesome. Oh, here we go.
When he's out of arrows, what does he do?
That was his last. He just runs. But then he goes pictures this in purple, which is basically his suit.
Oh my gosh!
But it does look like, besides the head, which is obviously from the comics, the bottom part though looks like what his suit is going to be in the show, because the big poster is him with a purple kind of arrow.
Yep.
And it kind of looks kind of like that. But that was funny.
What did you think about that whole connection with Maya and the guy who's interpreting everything?
The fake Jon Snow?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I felt like there was more to that relationship than, yes, she was the boss, but I felt like there was more to them than just that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe he has some feeling, because he even said it, I think, in the conversation, because he's like, oh, none of them know sign. They don't know how to sign. He's the only one. Did he learn because of her, or did I don't know. I think he does care for her.
I think we're going to find out they had to either had or have still have a relationship somehow. And he's also another way he could connect with her.
Yeah. Remember, he stopped her from choking out Kate. and he also like stopped her from doing some other bad stuff. And in that one scene that this one right here, he's telling her, he's like, "Hey, you need to quit this shit out, because what if Kingpin finds out?"
Mm-hmm.
So
I definitely think there's more to them, and I think that he's going to be another pressure point. What if that's the way that she stops looking at Kingpin, stops believing in her uncle because he kills her or kills him?
Mm-hmm.
He kills him, just breaks his neck with one hand.
He's done it. Bash him in his head in the car door. Yeah,
so I'm just saying that's those are all ways for, because she's going to be part of it. And see all the Easter eggs. Kingpin will be part of it. It's going to be, the Kingpin that we're thinking about specifically.
Yeah. Oh, here, check this out. I didn't even know this. So when they go back in, they have to break into Kate's mom's house to use her security thing. That Kazi, the guy, the fake Jon Snow, he's employed by Sloan Limited.
I thought all of them were employed by it.
Were they the LTD?
The entire tracksuit gang was employed, and was a subcontractor of her mother's. I think that was the seed that started to see.
We were supposed to
see like her mother is part of this whole thing.
Yeah. But it was saying Jason Sloan seems a good guess since he's connected to Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. They're really tying things together now. But that's I didn't think about that.
My only problem now is that we gotta wait all this time, another 6 days, to figure out what the hell's going on next.
Yeah. So the ending was like the I don't know. It was the best way to end an episode, I think. I wanted more, but I think it was just the perfect way, where he's going through the house because he hears something. He hears something moving around, because he's like this, super spy kind of guy. And then he goes through a door.
But he hears something. Does anyone else have a problem with that? Hears something?
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, he did get it fixed, but it's still
only one ear that he can hear out of it. Is like, speaking to my good ear, and he's like, what is that sound I'm hearing? And she's like,
the little.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
Like,
that is funny.
You heard something, okay?
That's funny. But yeah, so he winds up going exploring, and then he walks through a doorway, and then he goes face to face with his sword, the Ronin sword. Kind of gets thrown into his, to his face, and then you see the boyfriend. I forgot what his name was.
The fiance, whatever.
The fiance.
Well, he's going to be the sword master, but because he's like, man, look at all these swords around here.
Yeah, that's why I wonder. Like, does he know?
Does he know who he is? And he might know exactly who the sword master is.
Yeah. Which might even tie Clint more into Kate's story, because she even says, like, I don't trust him. I mean, she did a really bad job at explaining it, but yeah.
What if he knows a lot more and he loses Kate because of that? And he just had told her that he knows a lot more about this whole thing. He knows that it's her mom.
That'd be messed up.
Yeah, and he knows, like, he just does the same thing, so she just go back to being oblivious to it. But he knows it's her mom.
Yeah. That was like next on his list.
Yep.
What could have been her mom. That'd be crazy. That'd be so crazy. Because I think at one point he has to tell her he's Ronin and what he did as Ronin. And if he's like, your mom was on my list to kill people, holy shit.
I was almost there to you too, so I've been really screwed having Echo and you come after me.
Yeah. Ooh, man, that'd be interesting. Like, if they do something like that, I don't know. I honestly don't know where they're going with this. I don't know where they're going with the end. By the end of the show, I don't know what's going to happen.
But there's only 3 episodes left, and that's what's like kind of crazy for me. Like, what are they going to do?
The story, it just started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like it just started, and it's halfway over already. I was like, what?
This could be a 22 episode season.
Yeah.
You know, like I watch The Flash. You know, it's like the Armageddon part that they're doing right now. This could be all of that plus more. Like I don't understand.
Let's play a game. Right. Name your favorite dinosaur. Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready?
You want to go do karate in the garage?